All right. Well, let's get this game going. So we got Ron versus Garrett.
We have Big Berty Boy versus
420 Blitz.
with hashtag Spaceman versus lmao. But one thing that I want to draw attention to immediately is just pause it as soon as this kickoffs. These setups here are just bad, and I want to tell you why. So, hold on, can you pause it?
I have paused it.
All right. So even before all this gets started, the elf player makes a big mistake by having 5 guys on a line like that. There's pretty much literally zero reason why he should have that, since the Orcs are just going to beat the crap out of him. And those Black Orcs, too, have an extra strength against his elf linemen. So basically those 2 elf guys on the line there, even without knowing what's going to happen, you can pretty much guess that they're going to get their face clobbered in. So that's just bad positioning on the set. Should never, especially as an elf player, I really don't think there's any legitimate reason why you need more than minimum amount on the line of scrimmage, because you're just going to get the crap knocked out of you.
I also don't really agree with him having guys that far back on defense. I mean, the Orcs aren't going to move that many spaces down. There's no real advantage to being that far back.
Yeah, that's true too.
And the Orcs, I mean, the way he's spaced, it's not bad, but you know, I'd have maybe 2 guys back and have the blitzers maybe 2 off the line. You don't want to have, you know, that many people too far back, because you've got a limited number of movement points. But normally the Elves would be farther back off the line, which is why you'd want the blitzers to be no more than 2 away. With them being that close, it's not that bad, because, you know, they're going to make it. But if they're too far, you may not be able to position them to get them to, you know, get the blows that they need to get.
Yeah, I think I'm much more critical of the elf position.
Well, yeah, you don't need.
At this point.
You don't. Yeah, elves don't fight on the line. That's not where they're at. I think for the most part, these guys are just pressing through the auto placements.
And okay, pause that again right there. Can you pause it? So that was a big mistake, though. Can we rewind just a little bit, or? Can you go back at all? Alright. So pause it right here, right after this block. That was a mistake. There's no reason to be following up that block. You deny that guy in the middle who only has 3 strength, an extra dice on this roll.
That's true.
That's a complete error. There's no reason to deny yourself a die like that. And then, before any of these punches happen to begin with, you should be moving your Orc guys in a position so that they're protecting the ball, because I want to probably say this a lot, but positioning in this game is really everything. And if you don't have a good protection of the ball, you're going to make it really freaking easy for the Elves to just sneak in there if you're not able to get the break, especially since there is actually a gap between those 2 Orc, I think they're just regular linemen, that are in front of the thrower where the ball is.
He also doesn't have the edges protected. He's too off the edges, and Elves are fast enough they could get around.
Well, I mean, there's really no way to do that, though. You just don't have enough space. I'm more critical of just having a potential relatively easy shot in against the ball carrier. And, you know, if things don't go for the Orcs player's way, then it'd be relatively easy for the Elves to just move in and gang up on the ball carrier.
Yeah.
So we can keep going here. And But also, why are you rolling the guy with 1 dice? There's no need to be rolling his die either until last. It's not like it's some sort of critical tactical play to punch that guy just at the line of scrimmage. That's a little unlucky to roll a skull there. But, you know, that's why you want to move everybody in position to protect the ball first, too, because that happens. And that elf guy who's so far out of the play, he has to move up. No need for him to go for it either. That's a bit stupid. I probably wouldn't have moved that elf guy there, because you're only going to get die on this blitz, but it goes his way. And that's going to make things nice, because then you have a completely open path to the ball.
Yeah, he's got all open space.
Yep. He's going to get 2 dice against here, and then he's going to Blackboard. That's actually pretty good blocking by the elf.
That's true.
You know, it's the orc player's fault there for leaving him moving those guys up, following up his original blocks for no good reason. I think if I was the elf,
I would not go for the ball first, and then throw.
I would be a lot more aggressive going towards the ball.
You got to stand your guys up, man. You really got to stand your guys up before you're doing all that. And then, yeah, no, he needs to stand up before he's doing any of this. Yeah, he needs to
stand his guys up way before he makes that throw.
Or even the pickup.
Because if he drops it, then it's an easy hit to the ball carrier.
Absolutely. Yeah, stand your guys up first. That's
definitely a big mistake. So yeah, positioning really is everything, and these are carrier if anything goes wrong. Which it really easily could have on that pass. Like, why aren't those guys stood up before you blitz? If you know you're gonna make that tackle. And that's a time when we should have followed up, because now that guy's blocking. I don't know why he's trying to dodge out of the way before he stands up.
He's got extra guys. He didn't even have to dodge, but...
Yeah. That black orc could have easily came in to box around his ball carrier. And now he hasn't... Well, I don't know why he's blitzing with that guy. That's a mistake, too, since you have to make a dodge. But that's exactly what you expose yourself to. And that's an easy pickup. Okay, the elf could have just gone the other way there, I think, without having to make a dodge. But now he's got the ball.
That's funny, because he went for it both ways to go the long way around with both guys.
Yeah.
Did get lucky and rolled it, but still. He's been going for it every single time, man.
Yeah, unnecessary.
He's gotten lucky, yeah, unnecessarily, yeah.
And that's not a very good box either. That guy next to the ball carrier can just stand up and blitz. All it takes is moving one orc in there, and suddenly...
But he didn't stand this guy up.
He gets a single die against the ball carrier. And I don't know why you'd make that dodge. You could just punch that elf down with the black orc for 2 dice. And yeah, that's not the right move. Try to punch the ball carrier with 1 die.
But he's open now. He's got a lot of field.
Yeah, this is an easy touchdown.
And he's
honestly, it's the elves. I'd probably just move.
But he made it. He did make it.
Yeah, he's taking a couple of people. Just in case, because that might happen.
Yep. I mean, that is when you go for it, though. To be honest, I mean, if you've got the ball and you're 1 step away from the end zone, go for it. Okay, I got you there. But a lot of that other stuff was just asking for trouble, to be honest. But yeah, the Orcs here, I would move up a little bit more. Having guys this far back, I'd be maybe 4 off at most. The Elves are gonna go down, but you don't want to give them too much ground. Oh, pitch invasion, man. Oh my God! The whole team goes down. That is hilarious. He's got 3 men standing.
I know.
Oh man.
I haven't seen that many people knocked out since the party at Bill Cosby's house.
Yeah. Man, I'd have moved that other guy toward the ball and just gotten between there and the ball, because there's nobody between there and the ball. He just gave up a touchdown. That's a free touchdown.
It basically is, especially with all the maneuverability of the Elves.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's there.
It's pretty shit luck, if we're being honest.
It is, but still, you've gotta. If that happens though, you've gotta move your guys toward the ball to just at least give him something to be in the way. But he moved his blitzer up toward the line. Yeah, now he's getting all of his guys done. And that's what I'd do too. I'd be like, no, we're all gonna get around this ball. It's gonna be great. And yeah, now he's just, you know, getting in the way.
He's forming a Congo line.
Yep. And even knocked him down for good measure.
The really
that was
big
unnecessary.
Issue
That was unnecessary.
is Orcs are slow, and now they're all completely out of the play, essentially.
He forgot to move after picking up the ball. What he should have done, and he didn't, is he should have had a guy move down the field just a little bit, stand a guy up. Probably this guy down here would be good. Brock, one of these blitzers or something like that. Have him move a couple of steps down the field, run over, pick this ball up, run over a little bit out of the Elves' line of path, throw the ball down to that guy, and then suddenly the ball's on the other side of the field.
And he really should have stood his whatever that is. I think just didn't work lineman by this current ball carrier, so he could have gotten a second die roll and another guy to protect this box.
But he's got to stand these guys up before he starts doing any blitzing or anything like that.
He does. He really does.
Because that could have been a turnover right there, and then he's done.
Even before picking up the ball, because when he picks up the ball, now he has no one to... I mean, at least if you throw it, you give yourself hands.
Yeah. But now he's down by the end zone with the ball, and he's got a lot of Elves around. This is not the place that I'd want to be.
Yeah.
And he's gathering around these Elves. I wouldn't do this either. I'd leave those Elves alone. You don't need them. You don't care about them. You weren't in their hitbox. You could have dodged away and gotten down to the important ones, because he's got 2 Elves that are tying up, what, 5 Orcs? That's unnecessary. He's only got, 3 guys down here, and we got 5 Elves. That's where he needs to concentrate. Now, for the Elves, I gotta say, you haven't stood any of your guys up. You've still got 4 guys laying down in the backfield.
Yeah. Completely away from the play.
I mean, that's something that's gotta happen.
That guy's so far removed from the play at the very back of the end.
Yeah, well, this is why you don't put your guys that far back. I mean, if you're facing Skaven, maybe I can understand that. But if you're not facing Skaven, have them 2 or 3 back at the most. There's no real point to having them more than that, because you're just, keeping them out of play to where you can't use them either. Man, that was some lucky dodges. That's some really lucky dodges. Really, really lucky. Yeah, this guy, and he's going for it too, because that's another, turnover possibility. I know it's his last
guy. Those Orcs are poorly positioned too, so not only are... But they're crowding them in the way they only need to make, what I think, one dodge in the case of the one, and dodges in the case of the other.
And I'll be honest, I wouldn't have dodged those 2 Elves out of the way. They were tying up 5 Orcs. I know it's sacrificial. I know somebody's going to get hurt. But to be honest, if I'm tying up 5 guys with 2 guys, I'll take that every single game. I promise.
Yeah. If the Elf player, I think, stood up, his players on the turn before this, because he just had a turn where they ended on the ground,
needs
right?
To stand up.
Yeah, he could have had them so they're already all around the ball.
You gotta stand up, man. Stand up. That was a mistake, actually. That was another mistake, but he shouldn't have moved him away from there. Now the ball is actually open. he doesn't even have to dodge. He's got one dodge away maybe. If he moves this guy, he doesn't actually even have to dodge. And he'll probably make the one block, and then he's got the ball.
That's what he was going to do. He really.
I wouldn't have gone for the ball yet. I'd have made the one dodge, but either way, he scored. Lots of mistakes abound, man. But this is both of their first games, and I think it's both of their first game against a person.
And that's a really could have been avoided too if all he did was stood up his one blitzer or whatever that was. I mean, by the end zone.
They're learning. I'm sure by the next couple of rounds, they'll be doing really, really good. Just learning the game.
And then right here, this is all on the Orc player. The Elves are going to give you the line just to beat the crap out of you. Might as well put your guys on it.
I know. He's up on. He didn't even put his guys on the line when he had them. Yeah, that's true.
At the minimum, you get to tie up those Elves. You're probably going to be able to beat the crud out of them.
Yeah, and if you can, tie up Elves. Like, just put a guy next to him. Make them dodge. You know, they can outstrength you. They're going to try and dodge away. Every time they try to dodge away, that's a turnover potential.
But, you know, at least this time he's doing a better job with his guys first.
That's true. That's true.
Box.
And he's got a little bit of protection here.
Looks like he might have even learned from his first little bout. So that's good. Again, he follows up. Not necessary. If he didn't knock the guy down, that's the situation you definitely don't.
Now, this is a poor formation. I gotta say, because you can come in from any line on the side and just hit the ball carrier. You always want to have on the outside corners, not the inside corners. Now, what you do get is a strength bonus here, but honestly, you know, that's a dangerous box, and it can be beaten pretty easily.
Especially with an agile team like the Elves.
Yeah, so you know, I would have stayed one more back. He'd have been much, much, much safer.
Exactly. He doesn't need much luck to get what I think that it'll just be a one-die punch, right? If he moves there.
Well, if he moves from the outside, there's ways for him to get into that box pretty easily.
Yeah, but I'm saying, oh, that's a mistake. Why are you dodging there? You have a free hit on the. Oh, that's bad. The other thing I didn't notice too was you got to be paying attention to these turns. It's turn 8. You should have probably given the ball to someone that was already on the line because it's literally your only chance of scoring the previous turn as the Orcs. So you just don't have enough space here. And that's a good box right there.
That's true, but it's like you said, it's turn 8. He's gotta get there, and he's not. So, I mean, I don't know if he doesn't realize what turn it is, but essentially you conceded this one. Okay, that's an overkill box.
It is.
There comes a point.
It's pretty ineffective too. You're committing way more. And if an elf has a leap trait or something, it's still pretty easy to hop in there. These are all team values of 1,000.
So that's the end of the half.
That elf still ends up with a punch. You know, if the elf gets the punch there, then he could. If he had positioned his guys a little bit better, he could have potentially scored again that turn. Would need a lot of luck though.
I'll tell you, as Orcs, this is not a bad formation. Because you get the most mobility that you can get, you're going to win the line anyways.
Oh, so he's putting everybody up to the line.
Yeah, the only thing that you're sacrificing, really, not going up to the line, you're not going to have as much mobility because you're farther away from where the play is.
Okay, this is what I worry about. that's not enough like, it only takes what, 2 dodges for an elf, and he's completely past it. Like, if you pause it, hold on, pause it.
Well, I mean, he could try to come to the outside, but no, it'd be 3. He'd have to... Crossing through here is almost impossible. It's not gonna happen. Getting those 3 dice rolls, that's not gonna work well.
No, but hear me out here.
Yeah.
This is really, if he gives the ball to the ball carrier on the far right, that catcher there to the far right. This is actually a big mistake by the elf player. He should have given to the closest guy to the line of scrimmage. And because of the orcs are set up so shittily, you could easily move one of the elves that's on the sidelines there all the way down to the line, move another guy to blitz, you punch out that one blitzer there with 2 dice, and then suddenly you can move that catcher there almost all the way down, and the only guy who's going to be able to catch him is a black orc, and those guys are slow as shit, and guess what? You have a 1-turn easy touchdown, and all you need to do is take out that one blitzer or whatever that is furthest to the right. So that's bad positioning by the orcs. That's bad. And also, I don't know what he's doing, not kicking it in, because there's no reason you should be getting what do you call it, a touchback like this. But that's, I disagree. I strongly disagree. I think that's bad positioning. Like I said, you just need 1 key block there on the far right. Not that difficult to do, and you're gone.
I will agree with you about the way this works. What I like to do is generally be 1 square back and then have both of my guys connected. That way you can't get the extra strength bonus on them. And especially what I would have done is probably have the black orc on the outside. Although a lot of times I like my black orcs in the middle, or my strongest guys in the middle.
Yeah, you don't want the black orcs on the outside because they're just too slow. And actually, because of that, I would have black orcs a little bit back there, because if play drifts behind the line of scrimmage where it's set up currently, the rest of the orcs can do an okay job keeping up, but the rest of them are just going to be completely gone. Like, you just cannot keep up with an elf team, especially as an orcs. So, just moving the right piece or 2, and suddenly everything's pretty much over for the orc player.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bad formation.
There's been a lot of bad formations this game.
Yeah. Mostly on the orc side.
Well, the elves are a little more versatile.
They are.
I don't know why. Why did he move there?
Those guys? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm confused. Wait, he's gonna blitz the black orc? What is he doing?
Good question. I don't think he knew that there was 4 strength, but he also put his 1 elf there, so he's not fighting us.
I don't know what is going on.
That's a complete mistake. Yeah. He has an easy touchdown on this play.
Really?
Not this turn, but he could set it up for next turn, and he's just completely blowing it.
You do not get into a fight with the orcs. It's not... You outmaneuver them, But he's got all of his guys on the line ready to fight. He's going to lose that fight. Now the orcs... And he's unprotected on this side. That's a big thing. You keep a guy over there, maybe 1 step off or something like that they've got to go around or blitz. They've only got 1 blitz. It's just some kind of barrier.
He has a golden opportunity here from the player. Oh, could he really not blitz there or something? He should have hit him with either of them.
Yeah,
I don't know why
he should have blitzed. The black orc easily could have blitzed, and now he's using the blitz over here. I don't know.
God,
he still hasn't stood his other guy up either.
You gotta hit that elf ball carrier.
Yeah, because he can dodge away, and then, he's right back in it. Good hit, at least.
Those 2 guys hasn't stood him up. I'm really concerned about how he's punishing here. You know,
That's,
it really doesn't take much.
He's going for that foul. He didn't get caught, luckily, but, you know, he could have gotten his guy ejected instead. Look at that!
You know,
what is this?
and he's just...
He has to do nothing. No work at all. Just to run all the way around.
One dodge, and you can get that exterior, and yep, that's exactly...
Yeah, that dodge was unnecessary. You don't need to do that. I mean, he made it, technically, but... it's asking for a turnover. That dodge isn't as bad. Jumping out of a tackle zone is not the same as jumping through a tackle zone. You can usually jump out without too much problem, but if you're trying to move from a tackle zone to a tackle zone, like he just did right there, you're really not going to make it. It's not good.
Or if you're going to make the play, make it last.
Yeah, certainly. And make it important, you know, don't make it like, oh, I just feel like moving this guy through a bunch of tackle zones. If it's like a ball carrier to make the touchdown or something, you know, maybe.
The elf box could have been set up a little bit better.
It certainly could have.
But you gotta be moving it.
These orcs, you've got to get an orc around in front of this guy. Like, you've got guys down here. You've got to move one of them over here. Somebody's got to get over in the way of this guy with the ball. Just get in the way.
You gotta blitz the ball carrier even if you have him die.
Yeah, you've got to. Because he's just going to walk in. It's going to happen. I mean, he's getting hits in. That's nice and all, but somebody's got to get over here.
Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem with committing to, as you can already see, yeah, it's nice you're controlling the line of scrimmage. Look at what
now he's fouling again. Like, this guy could be over here with the ball. He's not. It's like, I don't know.
I think one of the events was like a bribe the ref or something.
I get that, but I would go over here, you know? He did finally blitz toward the ball, but the other guy got it. But yeah, he could have had a lot more guys over here. Instead, he's over there. He's got two guys tying up 5 again. 6. That's unnecessary. You gotta stand your guy up first. Stand your guy up.
Yeah. You're completely out of the play.
And this is a touchdown.
Well, that's a good roll. Go, Dave. God, Dave's a badass. That was a really good play that worked out.
Yeah.
I probably would have made that first.
That was dangerous. That was, I mean, I understand he's got to get out of there, but it's a dangerous way to go. Whenever you're dodging, dodge out of tackle zones. Don't dodge through tackle. That's what, you know, his other guy was doing there.
Yeah.
This is actually not a bad box the way he set that up. That's a good corner to have. He's only got one way which he can get to him uninterrupted.
And those orcs just aren't fast enough.
It's true, but he's also not really trying. If I'm any kind of fair.
Like, you know, if you let the elf score here, this game's over.
Yep. Well, the game is over, but that's not the point. So now the elf gets to walk in. There you go. Touchdown. Ryan Goff.
So of these 3 touchdowns, the second one, I'm not going to blame the orc player particularly too much for, because when 9 of your players get knocked out,
that's tough.
Stuns. But the first and third scores were just completely backwards positioning, especially against an elf team.
Now, mind you, we're not trying to be mean here. This is all for learning. So we got this league, and
yeah,
everybody will hopefully learn from this and play a little bit better.
And the nice thing too is these are some pretty. And yeah, that pouring ring probably kills any chance.
certainly makes it more difficult. Yeah, this is why you don't have your guys so far back, man. 2 or 3. You want to play in the first 3 or 4 zones. Off the line.
I mean, those guys back there, they're just to fetch the ball.
I get that, but you want to be... No, I meant them. But yeah, you be near the middle of the field to go fetch the ball.
Man, and I don't know why you put the ball carrier there too. Why are you running horizontally?
Okay, so this is the best box I've ever seen. I don't know if it's necessary, but it is the best box I've ever seen.
It's completely unnecessary. And it's not a good box. Because that's just one leap into the middle. None of the elves have the trait yet, but it can be done relatively easily.
The elves also get to choose their point of attack. And when you lock yourself in there like that.
Like I said, you've got to be running vertically here. By making a box formation like this, you make it difficult to do that.
That's true. He can't even move through his own guys. The elves are just in the way. That's all they have to do.
They're over-committing a little bit.
That's true. The elves could have kept a couple of guys out on the wings a little bit, because yeah, he's over-committed here.
Or create a second row of attackers or something.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're all going to get mauled. You really should have backed them up at least once.
I know, you don't have to be on them. You just have to be in the way.
Yeah,
they only have 1 blitz.
Because these guys are just going to get wrecked.
They are.
I think that's bad positioning by the... Sure, hardly nowhere. Great names. Both of these teams have excellent names.
That's true. You give them that.
I'm a fan of having 2 players named Ryan Goff or Tony Blitz today at lmao. But yeah, see that's the big elf mistake here, because they're just getting wrecked, as you can see in his. You would have forced the.
Now he blocked his own way, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a turnover. Well, the ref accepts the bribe.
Yeah.
But I would probably be doing that last. Also, I never do with the Blackboard, because those are some of your best players. Whenever you follow, always use your worst players. Because the whole point is, it's a risk of having one of your worst players sent off for one of their better players. Because otherwise, it's not
a good trade.
And look at that. All of your progress just immediately undone. These elves should probably be backing up a little bit more after making these blocks.
No, they're not.
I mean, they probably should.
Now he's following him. Lots of fouls. They must have been watching you play.
Maybe. They also have, as we saw, bribe the ref.
Yeah, that's true. So this should be pretty easy for the Orcs to move around the side, but I don't think they're going to, so we'll see. You've got to remember to get out of your own way, because you have to physically move. Even if you knock all the elves down, if you've got a line of your own guys in the way, you can't move through them.
You really should be moving the guys on the right.
Yeah.
Especially since you have path.
Yeah, he's got a really open end over here on the right.
One of these, especially with no rerolls, if one of these rolls don't go your way.
Yep.
You have basically an easy touchdown. No.
So now he's got a lane with which to make it. Will he use it? That's the question.
And that's probably the block I would.
And now he's gonna foul again. I would really be getting up there rather than doing these fouls. And he moved one. he could have moved a long ways. I don't know what he's doing. He's moving one at a time.
Yeah, those fouls are super risky.
They really are.
Wow, he's not even moving.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
complete.
He could be getting down the field. Well, now he's got to. If he doesn't get down the field now, that's just him. Because everyone's laying down. You can literally just run down there. There he goes. He should have done this last turn, but... And move a couple guys down there. Move your guys to protect him first.
He really could have had a touchdown about 2 turns ago.
It's true. He really could have. Which the Elves could have played a lot better defense, too. They could both spend a lot less time worrying about fouls.
It is fun.
It's fun, sure. I don't know. I've never done it.
Just gotta foul intelligently, too. And also, one of the negatives here is that Orc's gonna have to go for it next turn, so he might not even score.
That's true.
So if he had moved him before, he never would have been in that position.
It's true. Now, I'll tell you, instead of this box, what I would have done is actually try to tie up all of these elves. I would put a guy on the corner with all of these elves.
Yeah.
It's a more...
I would have probably done a combination of the two.
Yeah.
A black orc and a blue lizard can tie up all those guys. You
Yeah,
still have those 4
in
guys.
In lieu of a good box, if you can't get one anyways, just tie up everybody who can get near you, and then you're good. And go for the touchdown! Go for the touchdown! What are you doing? You're gonna get a turnover. Touchdown's your points. That's how you get your skill points right there. Go for the touchdown. There you go. You gonna make it? You made it. Good job. There you go. Go for the touchdown, for the love of God. Alright, so that has been hashtag Spaceman versus 420 Blitz. I hope you all learned something and had a good time. I know I did.
Yeah.